CBU will be going from right to left in the first quarter. Tori Mitchell set to jump center with Sydney Tonak. And we are underway as the Sea Lions control the opening tap. Into the front court will be Anna Vitry. She'll play point guard tonight for the Sea Lions. Ball worked on the perimeter to Madison West. Ball swung over to the right wing to Rustam Anzada. And we have a whistle and a foul against Cassidy Mihalko of the Lancers. Be Mihalko's first personal, first foul on either side. So stepping to the free throw line for Point Loma is Sydney Tonak. Tonak, 67% free throw shooter this season for Point Loma. And she's a perfect 2 for 2 on those two charity tosses, and Point Loma draws first blood to take a 2-0 lead. Diaz into the front court will start the offense. Gets it over to Nelson, back to Diaz. Diaz left wing three is long. The long rebound drops right in the hands of Vitry. And a Vitry into the front court on the dribble. Point Loma working the ball on the perimeter. Tonak flips it to her teammate on the wing. That's Rustam Anzada. Her three ball is no good, and the Lancers clear. Diaz quickly in the front court for CBU. Diaz hits a cutting Mihalko. Mihalko flips up a reverse layup. Beautiful move by Cassidy Mihalko. Give the assist to Diaz. And that layup ties the game at 2. Vitry driving left side of the lane, uses left hand, no good, and Mitchell grabs a defensive rebound for CBU. Mitchell to Diaz. Diaz into the front court for the Lancers. Over to Mihalko on the wing. Mihalko to Nelson. Nelson spinning down low, reverse layup, flips it up, no good, but she draws the personal. Alex Brunk picking up her first. That'll be the first team foul on Point Loma. So Courtney Nelson will step to the line for the Lancers. Nelson, a 77%er from the stripe this season. Nelson double figures in 24 of 30 games this year for the Lancers. She's been a solid contributor for CBU. 1 out of 2 for Nelson. Mihalko keeps it alive into the hands of Nelson. Her jumper's off the mark, and the Sea Lions cleared. Here's Madison West. Over to Tonak. Tonak now goes baseline to Brunk. Alex Brunk goes down low to Tonak. Tonak against Nelson. Her shot is no good. Good defense by Nelson, and Mihalko with a rebound. Gets it ahead to the point guard for the Lancers. That's Kamille Diaz. Diaz cross-court pass to Nelson, who drops it off to Mihalko. And the Lancers patient on the perimeter. Diaz on the right wing. Driving. Off the glass, puts it in. Beautiful move by Kamille Diaz. Diaz first 2 points of the game, and it's 5-2 Lancers. Just under 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Playing catch down low is Tonak with Vitry. Tonak now just outside the top of the key. Her jumper is no good. The rebound grab by Brunk. Brunk forcing up a shot as she takes the ball to the basket. And she'll draw the foul on Cal Baptist. Give the personal to Tori Mitchell. That'll be her first, second Lancer team foul. So stepping to the free throw line for the Sea Lions is the junior out of Newbury Park, Alex Brunk. Brunk, leading scorer this season, averaging 15 points per game. She's a 72% free throw shooter this season for Point Loma. And she's 0 for 2 on that trip to the line. 5-2 Lancers, 7:40 remaining in the first half. CBU back on offense. Diaz into the front court, puts the ball in the hands of Courtney Nelson. Nelson will hold it up, get it back over to Diaz. Diaz looking down low to Mitchell. Mitchell takes the ball down low, works away to the basket, muscles it up, misses it, gets her own rebound. Her putback is no good. Gets another offensive rebound, puts it back up and in, count the basket, and a foul. Tori Mitchell doing yeoman's work in the post. Missed her first 2 attempts, stayed with it, got the third one to fall, and also draw the personal against her counterpart, Sydney Tonak, who just picked up her first, second team foul on Point Loma. So Mitchell at the line looking for the conventional three-point play. She's unable to convert. And the defensive rebound grab by Cassidy Jenjenbacher, who just checked into the game, the 5'10" senior out of Quincy, Illinois. Vitry will pick up her dribble. Drop the ball off to Jenjenbacher, back out front to Vitry. Vitry driving all the way to the basket, lays it up and into the left hand. Terrific finish at the rim by the senior out of San Diego. Her first 2 points of the game, and it's 7-4 Cal Baptist. Diaz around a Mitchell screen. Screen and roll to Mitchell. Mitchell drives and scores. Beautiful play call and terrific execution. Diaz with another assist, and Tori Mitchell now has 4 points, and it's 9-4 Lancers. Anna Vitry, the senior out of San Diego, will start the offense for Point Loma. Ball dropped down low to Tonak in the post. Tonak's turnaround shot's no good, and Diaz with a defensive rebound. Here come the Lancers on the fast break. Diaz, cross-court pass to Emma Marigioli. She fakes the three, drives, puts it up, no good, but she's fouled. Emma Marigioli, the 5'6" sophomore out of Madison, Wisconsin, who just checked into the game, will draw the second personal on the starting center for Point Loma, Sydney Tonak. So we'll see if head coach Lisa Faulkner pulls out her starting center, and looks like she is going to come out of the ball game, replaced by Alex Brunk. Marigioli, solid free throw shooter, 81% from the line this season. And those two charity tosses gives the Lancers a 7-point lead, 11-4. Cal Baptist. Here's a three-pointer that's good. Good-looking jumper on the wing by Cassidy Jenjenbacher. Her first 3 points of the game. And that long-range connection cuts Cal Baptist lead down to 4. Mitchell at the right elbow. Spin move, turnaround jumper on the rim and in. Tori Mitchell off to a solid start. She already has 6 points, 6 of the Lancers' 13. Lions wasting no time. Here's a three-pointer that's an air ball on the wing by Jenjenbacher. The rebound grab by Brunk. And the Sea Lions turn it over. First turnover of the game for either team with 5:42 remaining in the first quarter. You would expect nothing less from two of the top teams in the Pac-West Conference. Marigioli to Nelson. Pass down low to Mitchell. Good position down low, and Nelson finds Mitchell, and Mitchell uses her offhand for 2. Great start for Tori Mitchell. She's got 8 points already, and the Lancers leading at 15-7. Good hands by Mahalko. Deflects it away, and getting the loose ball and driving and putting it up and in is Jenjenbacher. So Jenjenbacher's pass was deflected by Mahalko. She stayed with it and then took the ball to the basket and draws the personal against Cal Baptist. So the basket will count. So Mitchell will come out of the game with those 8 points. And she's replaced by number 21, Olivia Weber, 5'11" senior out of Delafield, Wisconsin. 15-10 Lancers, 5:12 remaining in the first quarter. It's the final game in the history of Van Dyne. Lady Lancers with a 25-game winning streak. Point Loma's won 9 in a row, so something's got to give here tonight. Diaz, head shoulder fake, pass down low, drops it off to Weber. Weber couldn't put it in. And a loose ball foul against the Lancers' Kamille Diaz. So with a timeout on the floor, exciting times as both the men's and women's teams, both ranked in the top 10. In fact, both teams are ranked in the top 5 in the nation. So head coach Jared Olson, along with head coach Rick Croy, the men's team, doing a great job of building a winning tradition here at Cal Baptist. Sea Lions ball coming out of the timeout. As they go back on offense, we're going to have a foul called against the Lancers. Olivia Weber picking up her first. That's the 15th foul against Cal Baptist. So stepping to the free throw line for the visiting Sea Lions is Raya Rustamanzada, the junior out of Temecula. Rustamanzada, solid free throw shooter this season, shooting at 75% from the line. second leading scorer this season for Point Loma, averaging 13.3 points per game. And she's 50% from the line on those 2 free throw attempts, and the Lancers leading it by 4. Diaz will start the offense for Cal Baptist. Nelson, pass down low to Weber. Weber does a nice job to handle the pass. And a 3-second violation against the Lancers. First turnover of the game for Cal Baptist with 4:36 remaining in the first quarter. Lancers averaging 15 turnovers a game, so that's a good sign here in the first quarter. Sea Lions trailing by 4, back on offense. Brunk goes down low, and a pass to the new lady in there, number 22, Melanie Cujano, 5'4" sophomore out of San Diego, picks up her first 2 points of the game. And that 2-pointer cuts the Lancer lead down to 2. Diaz around a Weber screen. Here's Asher's left wing 3, no good. And the defensive rebound drops in the hands of Rustam and Zada. Here come the Sea Lions with a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Cross-court pass to a wide-open Jenjenbacher, and her 3-pointer is good. And after that 3-pointer, head coach Jared. Back inside Van Dyne. Point Loma out in front by 1. Lancers calling that timeout. They'll go back on offense. Diaz into the front court. Puts the ball in the hands of Nelson. Nelson, spin move, goes up with the left hand. Her shot's no good, and the Sea Lions clear. Defensive rebound grabbed by Rustam and Zada. Rustam and Zada into the front court. The Sea Lions working the ball on the left wing. And a turnover for Point Loma. Will give the ball back to the Lancers. CBU shooting 46% from the field, 6 out of 13. Point Loma, 45%, 5 out of 11. Lancers 0 for 3 on their 3 balls at this point in the game. Sea Lions 50% from beyond the arc, 2 out of 4. And the Lancers winning the rebound battle 9-8 to this point in the game. Asher just outside the left elbow. Her jumper is no good, but she's going to draw the personal as she collides with Cassidy Jenjenbacher. Jenjenbacher picking up her first. That's the 4th team foul on Point Loma. And Aaron Asher will step to the line for the Lancers. Asher 80% from the 15-foot line this season. Number 10, Stephanie Williams, 5'10", junior forward out of Cerritos, California in the game for Point Loma. So Asher 2 for 2 from the line, and those 2 free throws gives the Lancers a 1-point lead, 17-16. And the Lancers with some backcourt pressure. We're going to have a bit of a touch foul called in the backcourt on Lexi Ram, the 5'10" freshman out of Tucson, Arizona, picking up her first. Lancers over the limit as far as fouls are concerned. And Melanie Cujano will step to the line for Point Loma. Cujano has played in all 26 games this year for Point Loma, all of those coming off the bench, as she has done so here this evening. And she's 1 out of 2 from the line, and we are tied at 17. 3:07 remaining in the first quarter. Diaz driving left side lane. Her runner is no good, but she's going to draw the Sea Lion personal. Cujano picks up the personal for Point Loma. That'll be her first. In the latter stages of this first quarter may turn into a free throw shooting contest with both teams over the limit. Kamille Diaz at the line for Cal Baptist. Diaz, double figures in 22 of 30 games this year for the Lancers. She has 4 double-doubles to her credit, and those double-doubles are points and assists. She's also the all-time leading Cal Baptist three-point shooter. Going into this game, she's made 367 out of 938 three-point attempts in her career. And more importantly, she makes 2 free throws to give the Lancers the lead. Sea Lions back on offense. There's Brunk with Jenjenbacher. Williams, she'll fire the 3-ball, good. Stephanie Williams, the left-hander, knock it down a 3-pointer, her first 3 points of the game, and Point Loma reclaims a 1-point lead. We expect this to be a good game. These are the top two teams in the conference. Lexi Ram driving. Pass intended for Tori Mitchell is deflected away, and there's a scramble for the ball down low. And they're going to call a jump ball. And the possession arrow pointing toward the Lancers. So the shot clock stays at 13. Game clock says 2:27. Scoreboard says 20-19 Point Loma. Asher to inbound. Out to Diaz. Diaz will let the three-pointer fly, no good. And Williams grabs a defensive rebound from Point Loma. Lancers 0 for 5 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Rustamanzada goes topside to Williams. Williams will drop the ball off to Brunk. Brunk works her way in the lane. Out to Williams. Williams three-pointer on the rim, no good. Offensive rebound underneath. The putback is missed underneath by Jenjenbacher. Offensive rebound by Williams. Again, Point Loma doing a great job of pounding the offensive glass. It's a third or fourth possession. Here's a runner on the right side, put up and in by Alex Brunk. So the Sea Lions grabbing those offensive rebounds, making Cal Baptist pay. And it's 22-19 in favor of Point Loma. Mitchell takes the ball in the lane, puts it up on the rim and in. Count the basket and a foul. Tori Mitchell having an outstanding first quarter. She has 10 points already. And since we play 4 quarters, she's on pace for about 40 tonight. Number 24, Riley Abram. 6'1" senior on Oxnard in the game for Point Loma. Mitchell at the line, converts the conventional three-point play. She now has 11, and we are tied at 22. Anna Vitri, the starting point guard, back in the game, brings the ball in the front court for Point Loma. Vitri, topside to Rustamanzada. Rustamanzada down low to Abram. Ball swung out to Williams on the wing. Williams against Marigioli. There's a three-pointer on a catch and shoot by Jenjenbacher that's no good, and the rebound grabbed by the Lancers. Marigioli in the front court for CBU. Over to Aaron Asher. Asher flips it over to Diaz. Diaz will drive baseline. Out to Marigioli. Her three-pointer rims off. Defensive rebound grabbed by Rustamanzada. Here come the Sea Lions. Rustamanzada working against Diaz. Rustamanzada in the lane. Her turnaround shot no good, and Lexi Ram right there to grab the defensive rebound for CBU. Ram ahead to Diaz. Diaz to Mitchell, and an offensive foul is going to be called against Kamille Diaz. Second personal on Diaz. So Courtney Nelson back in the game. And Diaz will have to head to the Lancer bench with those two personals. We are tied at 22, 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Vitri into the front court for the Sea Lions. We'll drop it off to Abram. Abram goes topside to Rustamanzada. Rustamanzada to Brunk. Pass down low to Abram, who scores underneath. Riley Abram picking up her first 2 points of the game, and that basket gives the Sea Lions a 2-point lead. Shot clock is turned off, so this should be the final possession of the first quarter for the Lancers. Aaron Asher will just dribble down the clock, which is down to 10 seconds. Asher driving right side lane, scoops it up and scoops it in. Asher with a beautiful move. 3 seconds left. Into the front court comes Rustamanzada. Her three-pointer is long, and that's the way the first quarter. Tori Mitchell leading the way in scoring, 11 points. Cassidy Jenjenbacher tossed in 9 for Point Loma. So we're tied at 24. Second quarter is underway. The Sea Lions will get things started. Here's Vitri to Jenjenbacher. Jenjenbacher to Madison West, who's back in the game. Trying to force her way down low is Brunk. And the Sea Lions, as Brunk not able to score underneath, turn the ball over. So very quickly, head coach Lee James, the old school record was 21 that was set last season. Lady Lancers have also won 32 straight games here inside Van Dyne. So a win here tonight should pretty much seal that undefeated record going into CBU Event Center next season. Tori Mitchell coming out of the timeout, gets points number 12 and 13 on the night. And a good post move down low gives the Lancers a 2-point lead. Vitry dribbling the ball out in front. We're going to have a foul down low, I think against Aaron Asher. Head coach Jared Olson not happy with the call. As Asher picks up her first team foul on the Lancers here in the second quarter, and the Sea Lions maintain possession. Vitry driving baseline, and she's going to be called for traveling. So Point Loma, who only had 2 turnovers in the first quarter, have already turned the ball over twice here in the first 45 seconds of the second quarter. See if the Lancers can take advantage with a 2-point lead. Nelson on the wing. Top side to Lexi Ram. Pass down low to Mitchell. Good position in the post. She puts it up. No good. She draws the Point Loma personal. Head coach Jared Olson making a conscious effort to go inside to Mitchell, who's already got 13 points. She has half of the Lancer points here in the second quarter. Mitchell at the line for Cal Baptist. Mitchell now 1 for 3 from the line with that miss. Mitchell has 12 games in double figures this season. You could add one more to that total. She now has 14 with that second free throw, and the Lancers leading it by 3, 27-24. Vitry into the front court. Let's go top side to Rustamenzada. Rustamenzada will hand it off to her teammate. That's Madison West, and West's three-pointer rims off. And Tori Mitchell grabs a defensive rebound, has the ball taken away underneath by Jenjenbacher, and Jenjenbacher is going to be called for traveling. Good hands by the senior out of Quincy, Illinois, coming up with a steal. And then she winds up turning it over as she lost her balance down low. Aaron Asher in the front court start the offense for CBU. Nelson on the wing. Top side to Ram. Ram down low to Mitchell. Mitchell out front to Nelson. Nelson's three-pointer is short. And a 3-second violation called against the Lancers. Riley Abram back in the game for Point Loma. Also Olivia Weber checking in for CBU to give Tori Mitchell a well-deserved break. Mitchell already has 14 points as she heads to the bench with 8:34 left in the second quarter. Anna Vitry, the senior out of San Diego, will start the offense. Abram put the ball in the hands of West. Madison West down low to Abram, and Abram uses her right hand and puts it up and in. Riley Abram with a good move down low. She now has 4 points in that basket. Cuts the Lancers lead down to 1. Mitchell comes across the lane, puts up a left-hand shot that's an air ball. May have been partially blocked. And Rustamenzada clears. Rustamenzada will spot it for 3. Good. Roya Rustamenzada knocking down the long-range bomb. She now has 4 points, and that three-pointer gives Point Loma a 29-27 lead. Asher driving, throws it away, and on the pass, we're going to have a foul against Point Loma. Give the personal to Riley Abram. That'll be her first second-team foul on Point Loma. Emma Marigioli, along with Kamille Diaz back in the game. Aaron Asher and Lexi Ram will check out. So Diaz back in the game with 2 personals with 7:46 left in the second quarter. We'll see if she's able to stay away from her third. Lancers trailing by 2. Diaz now directing traffic. Gets it to Nelson. Nelson drives to the basket, scoops it up, and misses the layup. Diaz taps the ball in the hands of Nelson, who gets it to Mihalko. Her three-pointer's partially blocked. Good play defensively. Lead pass ahead to Jenjenbacher, who misses the layup. Jenjenbacher got a piece of Mihalko's 3 and then blew the layup on the other end. A break for the Lancers. Diaz to Nelson. Nelson's left wing 3, no good. Lancers not knocking down the three-pointers tonight. They're 0 for 8 from beyond the arc. Courtney Nelson's going to be called for a block as she tries to impede Roya Rustamenzada's progress. First personal on Nelson, second team foul on the Lancers. Sea Lions back on offense. Here's Madison West to Rustamenzada. Rustamenzada from the free throw line. Her 15-footer's no good, and Marigioli with a defensive rebound for Cal Baptist. Head to Kamille Diaz. Diaz, NBA 3, good. Kamille Diaz knocking down the 30-foot three. That's the first three-pointer of the game for Cal Baptist here in the second quarter, and that gives the Lancers a 1-point lead. Madison West, cross-court pass to Vitry. Vitry goes around to screen, gives it over to Rustamizada. Her baseline three is no good. In good position underneath to grab the defensive rebound for the Lancers is Olivia Weber. Weber ahead to Diaz. The Lancers leading it by 1. Diaz drives, puts it up and in. 5 straight points by Kamille Diaz, who now has 9. And it's 32-29 Lancers. So it looks like head coach Jared Olson putting Diaz back in the game at the right moment. Madison West down low to Abram. Abram with a left hand flips it up and in. Riley Abram, the 6'1" senior out of Oxnard, now has 6 points. And that good move in the post cuts the Lancer lead down to 1. 32-31 Cal Baptist. 5:42 remaining in the second quarter. Nelson in the lane. Pass deflected into the hands of Marigioli. Marigioli out in front to Diaz. Diaz going to fire another long three. This one's off the side of the rim, no good. That would have woken up this crowd if that one would have dropped. Rustamizada with the rebound. Head pass to Abram. Good move to go around a defender. Her left-handed runner is no good. And grabbing the defensive rebound and throwing it away underneath is Weber, and the three-pointer on the wing as Cassidy Jenjenbacher making the Lancers pay for that turnover. She knocks down the three ball. She now has 12 points. She's 4 out of 8 from the field and 3 out of 5 from three-point range. Mahalko takes the pass. She'll drive, put up a runner, leaves it short. Mahalko with the offensive rebound. And she gets poked in the face accidentally by Rustamizada. And Rustamizada is going to be called for her first personal, 3rd team foul on the Sea Lions. Alex Brunk, along with Sydney Tonak, back in the game for the Sea Lions. Aaron Asher going to check back in for CBU. Olivia Weber will head to the bench. Fresh shot clock for Cal Baptist. 34-32 point Loma. This has been a seesaw game. Lancers led by 8 in the first quarter. Saw that lead evaporate. We were tied at 24 at the end of one quarter. And you would expect nothing less from two of the top teams in the Pac West. Asher's jumper from the left side is no good. Defensive rebound grab by West. Here come the Sea Lions on offense. Rustamizada. Little screen and roll. Pass intended for Tonak. Deflected away by the Lancers. Marigioli with the loose ball. Lead pass ahead to Asher. Asher somehow finds Diaz, and then Diaz couldn't handle the pass. 6th turnover of the game for Cal Baptist. Alex Brunk on the dribble. Goes topside to Madison West. West has to retreat near the timeline to avoid the turnover. West to Tonak. Tonak, the left elbow, back to West. West driving. Puts up a left-hand shot that's no good, and Courtney Nelson with the defensive rebound. Nelson will play point, bring the ball across the timeline. Nelson driving right side lane, puts up a shot that may have been partially deflected. Rustamizada grabs a loose ball, gets it ahead to Vitry. Vitry, beautiful pass to a cutting Alex Brunk, who lays it in with a left hand. Alex Brunk now with 4 points, and this is the largest lead of the game for Point Loma, 36-32. Marigioli has her shot swatted away down low by Madison West. So the Lancers will maintain possession with 20 on the shot clock. Lexi Ram back in the game for CBU. She'll give Courtney Nelson a breather. 36-32 Point Loma, 3:40 remaining in quarter number 2. 2 winning streaks on the line tonight. Lancers have won 25 in a row. Point Loma's won 9 straight. 2 of the top teams in the Pac West. Asher going to fire the three-pointer that's long. Cal Baptist 1 out of 10 on their 3 balls here in the first half. That's been the story. That's why CBU trails by 4. Lead pass down low to Tonak. Tonak's turnaround shot no good. Lexi Ram, good position to grab the rebound. Ram to Asher. Pardon me, that's Diaz. Diaz driving, scoops it up and scoops it in. Kamille Diaz now in double figures with 11, and that 2-pointer cuts the Sea Lion lead to 2. Good pass down low as Vitry finding Tonak, who can't finish. Point Loma coming up empty in their last 2 possessions. Ram with a good crossover move, lays it up with the left hand. It's off the rim, no good. And And Cassidy Jenjenbacher to grab the defensive rebound. 36-34 Point Loma. We approach the 2.5-minute mark here in the second quarter. Alex Brunk, lean pass down low to Tonak. Tonak somehow saves it into the hands of Vitry. Vitry back down low to Tonak. And the ball thrown out of bounds by Point Loma. That'll be their 7th turnover of the game. Williams and Rustamanzada check back into head coach Lisa Faulkner's lineup as Tonak and Madison West head to the bench. Lancers trailing by 2. Here's Kamille Diaz to start the offense. Over to Lexi Ram. Ram, catch and shoot 3, no good. CBU 1 out of 11 on their 3 balls. Lancers are a team that shoots 36% from beyond the arc this season. There's a move down low. Left-handed shot by Brunk is no good. And on the rebound, we're going to have a loose ball foul against Point Loma. Alex Brunk picking up her 3rd. That's a big call against Alex Brunk, who will now come out of the game replaced by Riley Abram. Cassidy Mihalko heads to the bench. Very quiet game for Mihalko, only 2 points and 3 rebounds. She's the leading scorer this season for the Lancers, averaging 20.8 points per game. Diaz start the offense for the Lancers. Out to Lexi Ram. Ram straightaway 3-pointer, looking for a bounce, doesn't get it. Rustamanzada with the defensive rebound. Come the Sea Lions on the fast break. Rustamanzada dropped the ball off to Jenjenbacher. Pass down low to Abram. Abram muscling it up. Her shot no good, and Diaz, one of the smallest players, grabs a defensive rebound. Gets it ahead to Courtney Nelson. Nelson's runner across the lane is no good. And I think they're going to call an offensive foul on Nelson. Not sure I totally agree with that call. Nelson kind of took a hard angle. I don't think the defender was actually set. Of course, my opinion certainly doesn't matter. It's the official on the floor that's the one that gets to make the call. Normally with a block charge is one of the more difficult calls to make. But if a person making an offensive move is running laterally to try to avoid the defender, normally that's going to be a block situation. Nevertheless, Sea Lions will take that call and take the ball. They're leading it by 2. Vitry on the wing. Will drive in the lane. Goes up with the left hand, puts it off the glass for 2. Terrific move by Anna Vitry, who now has 4 points. And 4 points is the current Point Loma lead, 38-34. Diaz going to try to respond to a 3-pointer off the glass and goes in. That ball at the top of the backboard and somehow found the bottom of the basket. Head coach Lisa Faulkner claiming that that's an out-of-bounds call. The only question is, did it hit the black part of the back stanchion? If it is, that is out of bounds. If it hit the top part of the backboard, it's a legal play. So a break for Cal Baptist. Cuts the Point Loma lead down to 1. Vitry looking for some help. Puts the ball in the hands of Jenjenbacher, and Jenjenbacher on her move to the basket is going to be fouled by Courtney Nelson. Nelson just picked up her 3rd. So Lexi Ram's going to have to come into the game and get Nelson out with those 3 personals here in the second quarter. Each team with 14 fouls, so for the final 33.9 seconds, if there are any fouls committed, it'll put both teams at the line. With a fresh shot clock, Point Loma can pretty much hold for almost the final shot here in the second quarter. Anna Vitry, the senior out of San Diego, will just hold and watch the clock. $18 seconds left. Rustamanzada over to West. Madison West will go around to screen. Loses control of the ball. Marigioli with a steal, then she throws it away into the hands of Rustamanzada. So back-to-back turnovers, 6 seconds left. There's an off-balance shot that's off the backboard, no good. Cassidy Jenjenbacher had to force that one up. A bit of a surprise. They should have not reset they should have reset the shot clock, because that was actually a turnover. Lancers had possession before they threw it away. So after all that, you add a second, not much changes. Inbound pass to Diaz. Diaz going to fire the half-court shot. No good, off the front of the rim. And that's the way the first half is going to wrap up. at the conference, a 1-point game as we get set to start the second half. Lancers will start things on offense. Diaz in the front court on the dribble. She's going to go to work against Vitry. Gets the Nelson. Nelson driving, draws some contact, and an offensive foul called on Nelson. Baseline official saying Nelson threw her arm out. Didn't look like that from my vantage point. And unfortunately for Courtney Nelson, that's a big call. That's her fourth personal. Nelson asking for clarification from our baseline official, Norma Liebfried. So Nelson quickly comes out of the game with those 4 personals. Lexi Ram will check back into head coach Jared Olson's lineup. Vitry into the front court. Tonak to Rustam Zada. Rustam Zada goes outside to Vitry. Pass down low. The turnaround jumper is put up and in by Sydney Tonak. So Tonak gets the Sea Lions off to a good start in the second half, and it's 40-37 point Loma. Give and go. Asher finds Mitchell. Her runner is no good. And Rustam Zada grabs the defensive rebound. Lancers trailing by 3. Sea Lions working the ball on the perimeter. There's Alex Brunk to Madison West. West to Brunk. Brunk will pull up for 3. Shot no good. Defensive rebound down low, grab by Tori Mitchell. Mitchell with her 6th rebound of the game. Here's a pull-up three-pointer on the right side. Kamille Diaz knocking down the 3 ball. That's Diaz's 3rd 3 of the game. She now has 17 points to lead both teams in scoring, and that three-pointer ties the game at 40. Down low, the left-handed shot put up and in by Madison West. West had a pretty quiet game to this point. That's her first 2 points of the evening. And that 2-pointer gives the Sea Lions back the lead. Asher goes around to Mitchell's screen. Asher goes behind her back, throws it back out front to Marigioli. Gets the ball into Mitchell. Mitchell in the paint. Puts up a shot that's deflected out of bounds off the hands of Sydney Tonak. Lancers will maintain possession with a shot clock at 10. Inbound pass to Diaz. Diaz gets away from her defender and flips it up and in. Kamille Diaz now in 19. And the teams continuing to trade baskets. We are tied at 42. This is the second meeting of the year between these two teams. Lancers won the earlier meeting down at Point Loma. There's a very good chance that these two teams could meet in the Pac-West Conference tournament at some point. Shot clock down to 7. Here's a left wing 3 put up by Vitry, no good. Battle for the rebound, and Alexi Ram with a nice job to pick up the loose ball. Here comes Ram to the front court, comes across the lane, piles into a defender. Is that a block or a charge? I think they're going to call a block on Alex Brunk. That ties into my point earlier on the offensive foul called in the second quarter against Nelson, who kind of made that same lateral move. Normally offensively, if you're going to try to avoid the defender and they step in front of you to try to take a charge, normally it's going to be called a block like it was in that situation. Jared Olson claiming that was on the shot, so let's see if they're going to reward the Lancers with a couple of free throws, and after a brief official caucus, they're going to send Lexi Ram to the line. Ram, 78% free throw shooter this season for Cal Baptist. This is Ram's first trip to the line tonight. Ram average game. They have to turn away fans at the door. That won't be a problem, at least initially, at the new CBU Event Center. Ram at the line, shooting her second free throw. She puts it up and in, and the Lancers leading at 43-42. Ram gets her first point of the game. Rustam Zada, give and go, and Rustam Zada scores. Beautiful play run by the Sea Lions. Rustam Zada now has 6 points, and the teams continuing to trade leads. Sea Lions leading it by 1. Here's Ram holding it up. Looking for Marigioli. She can't find her. Gets it over to Asher instead. Asher gets in the lane. Out front to Lexi Ram. Ram driving, shot clock down to 8. Gets the ball down low to Mitchell. Mitchell, spin move, goes up with the left hand and puts it off the front of the rim. No good. Point blank look for Mitchell, couldn't finish. Sea Lions clear. Rustamanzada to Tonak. Tonak over to Vitry. Vitry goes baseline to Jenjenbacher. Jenjenbacher out front to Vitry, who passes on the 3-ball. Instead drops it off to Tonak. Tonak's right wing jumper is no good. Lancers clear. Comes Diaz quickly in the front court. Diaz splits 2 defenders, gets in the lane, drops it off to Cutting Mitchell, lays it up and in. Beautiful play run by Kamille Diaz, who split a couple of defenders and found a Cutting Mitchell. For points number 15 and 16 on the night for Mitchell. Lancers reclaim a 1-point lead. Here's a 3-pointer by Jenjenbacher. Off the back iron, no good. Mitchell colliding with Ram, and Mitchell grabs the rebound. That's Mitchell's 7th board of the evening. Lancers by 1. Marigioli will hand it off to Lexi Ram. Ram to Mitchell, 3-point country. Mitchell, pass down low to Ram, baseline. Ram out front to Diaz. Diaz, NBA 3, good. Kamille Diaz hits her 4th 3-pointer of the game. She now has 22 points, and that 3-ball stretches Cal Baptist lead to 4. 48-44 Lancers. Here's a 3-pointer just outside the left side of the lane, or left side of the 3-point range by Madison West. That's no good. And the Lancers clear. Here comes Asher into the front court to Ram. Ram, straight away 3, off the back iron, no good. Rebound grab by Jenjenbacher. Jenjenbacher looking for Tonak. The pass is deflected back into the hands of Jenjenbacher. Tonak from the right elbow, 15-footer rims off. And Marigioli with the rebound for the Lancers. Gets it ahead to Ram. Ram, clear path to the basket, puts it up, puts it in. She was actually tripped a little bit on her way to the basket by Jenjenbacher. And Ram now with 3 points. Teams running fast and furious. Cassidy Jenjenbacher responding quickly with that easy layup. She now has 14, and it's 50-46. Cal Baptist starting to turn into a track meet here in the 3rd quarter. Diaz playing catch with Ram. Lexi Ram from the left elbow. Her 15-footer's no good. The long carry drops in the hands of Sydney Tonak. Tonak to Vitry. Sea Lions trailing by 4. Pass intended for Rustamanzada is thrown out of bounds. That'll be the 9th turnover of the game for Point Loma. So with a timeout on the floor, we'll take a timeout. Forwards and 12 conference all-academic awards. And those seniors have won 80% of their games in their career. Overall record of 102-24, 67-12 in the conference. So it's been a very dominating 4 years for these seniors. In fact, the seniors' highlight was making the national championship game 2 years ago. Lancers was falling short in that contest, but it was an incredible run through the Western region, as well as the Elite 8 and Final 4. Lancers coming up empty on that possession. Here's a 3-pointer straight away by Madison West. No good. Sea Lions get the rebound. West fires up another 3 that's no good. And Jenjenbacher with an offensive rebound. 3rd possession. The 3rd time on this possession for the Sea Lions. Now the Abrahams turnaround shot in the left hand's no good, and the Lancers clear. Comes Diaz into the front court. Diaz goes around to screen. A little give and go. Underneath. Shot is missed by Olivia Weber, who can't finish. Rustamanzada with the rebound. She brings it in the front court for Point Loma. Lancers by 4. Rustamanzada going to cut into that lead. Her 3-pointer is no good. Marigioli clears. Lancers shooting 40% from the field. Point Loma at 36%. CBU 4 out of 16 on the 3 balls at this point in the game. Speaking of a 3-ball, who else? Knocking down the 3 on the wing. Kamille Diaz, the all-time leading 3-point shooter in Cal Baptist history. That 3-ball gives her 25 points on the night. She's 9 out of 12 from the field and 5 out of 8 from 3-point range. In the lane, Riley Abrams runner-up with a right hand is no good, and the Lancers clear. 53-46 Cal Baptist. It's been a close game. All of a sudden the Lancers on a bit of a run. Diaz feeling it. She'll drive in the lane and draw the contact and the personal. That's the advantage that Kamille Diaz has. When you're a 3-point shooter, you expect the defenders to come out and challenge you on the perimeter. It opens up the lane for a drive to the basket, and Diaz, with good court recognition, taking that ball right to the rim. So Diaz will head to the line for CBU. 2 for 2 from the line tonight for Diaz. Stephanie Williams back in the game for Point Loma, replacing Madison West. Diaz at a season-high 27 points against UC San Diego. That game was back on November 12th. And she's at 25 now. Unfortunately, she was 0 for 2 on that trip to the line, so she's very close to her season high with another basket. Lancers leading it by 7. Sea Lions back on offense, knocking down the perimeter jumper is Roya Rustamanzada. She now has 8 points. And that two-pointer cuts CBU's lead down to 5. Marigioli takes the pass from Ram, an offensive foul, I believe, against Olivia Weber. Second personal on Weber, both teams with 2 team fouls with 2:01 left in the third. So Tori Mitchell back in the game. Weber will head to the bench. Aaron Asher will replace Emma Marigioli for the Lancers. 53-48 Cal Baptist. Just under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Here's Rustamanzada driving right side of the lane. Banks it up and in. Difficult shot for Roya Rustamanzada, the junior out of Temecula, who's now in double figures with 10 points. Back-to-back baskets cuts the Lancer lead down to 3. This game may go down to the final 2 minutes in the fourth, the way these two teams are playing tonight. Asher in the lane, flips up with the right hand. It's an air ball. Cujano grabs the rebound for Point Loma. Three-pointer here can tie the game. Cujano in the lane. It's a cutting Williams. Williams puts it up and puts it in. 6 straight points by Point Loma, and it's now a 1-point game. Lancers getting the play call from head coach Jared Olson. Ram to Mitchell. Mitchell at the right elbow. Handed off to Diaz. Diaz loses control and maintains possession. Top side to Asher. Shot clock at 10. Asher looking for a screen from Mitchell. Goes around it. Asher gets it out to Salona. Her three-pointer is no good. And here come the Sea Lions of Point Loma with a chance to take the lead. Rustamanzada make that. Jenjenbacher on the wing. There's a three-pointer from the right side. Is off the back iron, no good. Jenjenbacher not able to connect, and here come the Lancers. Diaz to Mitchell. Mitchell will hand it back to Diaz. Diaz driving, splits 2 defenders, puts up a shot, looking for the bounce, doesn't get it. Rustamanzada grabs the defensive rebound. And a loose ball foul, I think, against Cal Baptist. Tori Mitchell picking up her second. Third team foul on the Lancers. Alex Brunk back in the game for offense on this final possession of the third quarter as Riley Abram will head to the bench. Emma Marigioli in the game for CBU. And Tori Mitchell with those 2 personals will check out so she doesn't pick up her third. 53-52 Lancers, 14.8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. This should be the final possession for Point Loma, who led by 1 at the half. Now they're trailing by 1. Here's Rustamanzada with 5 seconds left. Gets the ball in the hands of Jenjenbacher. Her runner is off the rim, no good, but she draws the CBU personal. And that was a bit of a curl play offensively as Jenjenbacher took that ball on the right side and circled to the left side of the lane to create some separation. Third personal on Kamille Diaz. Cassidy Jenjenbacher at the line. Jenjenbacher with 15 points tonight. She's 2 for 2 from the line. She also has 7 rebounds to her credit. And that free throw ties the game. Jenjenbacher has played in all 26 games this year for Point Loma, getting 2 starts. She's been in double figures in 22 of 26 games going into tonight's contest. You can add 1 more to those totals. So she's 2 for 2 at the line, 2 seconds left. Asher from half court, no good, and that's the way the third quarter is going to end. Eastern Oregon back on December 13th of 2014. Diaz later went on to break the record in the Pac-West Conference Tournament last year when she hit 9 3-pointers against Academy of Art. Well, tonight she's knocked down 5 triples. She's doing the majority of the scoring for the Lancers. She has 25 of the 53 Lancer points tonight. Abram in the lane. Her turnaround shot's no good. The Sea Lions on the first possession of the fourth quarter come up empty. Asher spots up for 3. Good. Erin Asher with a big-time 3 ball. Her first 3 of the night. She now has 7. The scoreboard initially only gave her 2. Now they're going to put 3 up there, so it's 56-54 Lancers. There's a baseline jumper that's no good by Madison West, who's back in the game. The ball goes out of bounds to the Lancers. Point Loma shooting 37% from the field at this point in the game. Lancers 38%. CBU 5 out of 18 from three-point range, 27%. Point Loma 5 out of 21 on their 3 balls, 23%. So neither team really shooting the 3-ball well tonight. One of the reasons why it was such a low-scoring game. Nelson working hard down low with a good spin move, and she'll draw the personal against Point Loma. Quick look at some of the overall numbers going into the fourth quarter. Lancers out rebounding Point Loma 36-34. CBU with 11 turnovers, Point Loma with 9. And Kamille Diaz and Tori Mitchell doing the majority of the scoring load tonight. Going into the fourth quarter, they had 41 of the 53 Lancer points. Mitchell at the line. She now has 3 points, and that stretches the Lancer lead to 4. 58-54, 9 minutes remaining in the fourth. Rustamanzada is going to be fouled. I think if that's on Mitchell, I think that's her 5th. I said Mitchell, that's actually Courtney Nelson, who they called the personal on. So Nelson is going to foul out. 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists tonight for Nelson. Gets a nice ovation from the Lancer fans. This is Nelson's final game. One of 5 seniors tonight. So barring the Lancers hosting the Western Regional, there's still an outside chance that the Lady Lancers could host the regional here. Alaska Anchorage is the team that's ahead of the Lancers as far as the NCAA Division II rankings are concerned. The top team in the West hosts the regional. Right now, that is Alaska Anchorage. Asher taking the pass in the wing. Her shot is no good. Head coach Jared Olson looking for a foul. None was called. And then a touch foul on Asher. And the Lancer fans letting the officials know their displeasure. Asher looked like she was fouled on the other end, and then she comes in the front court and gets kind of a touch foul called against her. Sea Lions maintain possession, trailing by 4. Abram down low against Mitchell. Hands it off to Rustamanzada. A pass intended for Vitry is thrown away. Here comes Asher into the front court. Asher drops it off to Diaz. Diaz to Mitchell. Now Mitchell will hand it back to Diaz. Diaz goes around the defender, scoops it up with the right hand, puts it up and in. Beautiful move by Kamille Diaz. 27 points for Diaz, ties her season high. And that basket gives Cal Baptist a 6-point lead, and head coach Lisa Faulkner, the point line, a very impressive Point Loma Sea Lions team, comes in with a 23-3 record, 17-2 in the Pac-West. So these will be the top 2 seeds in the Pac-West Conference Tournament. Both of them will get a first-round bye next weekend, as it only take 2 games to actually win the Pac-West Conference Tournament. That's the advantage of finishing first and second in the conference, as the 3 through 6 seeds will play in the first round this coming Thursday. So a tripping foul called against Lexi Ram. That'll be her 2nd, 3rd Lancer team foul. Reset the shot clock at 30. Give the ball back to Point Loma baseline. Vitry to inbound. Gets it into Jen Bacher. Jen Bacher topside to West. West will spot up for 3 and knock it down. Madison West knocking down the straightaway 3. It was a big-time 3 ball. She now has 5 points, and the Lancer lead is cut to 3. Marigioli does a nice job to handle the pass from Asher, avoiding a turnover. Marigioli will hold it up, goes topside to Lexi Ram. Ram will drive, draw some contact. And a foul against Rustem and Zada. That'll be the third personal on Rustem and Zada, second team foul in Point Loma. So the Lancers will maintain possession. Aaron Asher to inbound the ball baseline. Finds a cutting Marigioli. Her shot is partially blocked. Lancer fans looking for a foul. And none was called, so the Boo Birds are out inside Van Dyne. Lancers maintain possession. Brand new shot clock. Inbound pass to who else? Kamille Diaz knocking down her sixth three-pointer of the night. She's got 30 points. Her season high. Putting the Lancers on her back. Over half the Lancer points, or close to half. Pass down low, the shot put up and in underneath. And getting tangled up down low. Hard to see who that is because she's still on the floor. Tori Mitchell picks up the personal for the Lancers. That's going to be her fourth. That was Alex Brunk who took the brunt of the contact underneath. Brunk puts it up and in. So with Courtney Nelson already fouled out. And now Tori Mitchell with 4 personals. Lancers in danger of losing 2 of their best post players. Brunk converts a three-point play. Cuts the Lancer lead in half. Cal Baptist 63, Point Loma 60. 7:07 left. Lancers riding a 25-game winning streak tonight. They've also won 32 straight here inside Van Dyne. That streak on the line tonight. NBA three by Diaz is no good. Long rebound grabbed by Alex Brunk. Brunk gets the ball in the hands of the point guard, Anna Vitri. Vitri on the right wing comes across the lane. Pass down low to Rustem and Zada. A pass intended for Tonak. Nice job by Sea Lions to maintain possession. Vitri goes down to the floor. Here's a straightaway three from the top of the key that's no good by Jenjenbacher. And one of the Point Loma players, I believe that was Alex Brunk, colliding with one of the Sea Lion cheerleaders. So the ball goes out of bounds to Cal Baptist. Kamille Diaz in the front court. Diaz with 30 points tonight, running the offense. Diaz underneath the Mitchell. Mitchell triple team down low, and as she tries to go up, they call a jump ball or reaching foul. So they call a jump ball. So the Lancers will maintain possession with the arrow pointing CBU's way. Olivia Weber back in the game for the Lancers. Tori Mitchell will head to the bench with 6:21 left and 4 personals. I would imagine head coach Jared Olson won't leave her out too long, maybe a couple of minutes. Lexi Ram takes the inbound pass. Ram in the lane, looking for some help. It's Marigioli. Marigioli against Rustem and Zada. Goes top side to Lexi Ram. Will drops the ball off to Diaz. Shot clock down to 7. Diaz trying to shake a defender. Goes around the screen. Diaz going to back up and fire a three. That's good. Kamille Diaz. Incredible. 33 points for Diaz tonight. What a way to go out in the final game inside Van Dyne. 66-60 Lancers. Lancer fans looking for some defense. Tonak out in front. Right wing three is off the mark. Esquijano not able to convert. Asher into the front court. Hits Diaz. Her three-pointer is long. Rustem and Zada grabs a defensive rebound. Here come the Sea Lions. Lead pass ahead to Brunk. Brunk puts up a shot that's no good. She will draw the Cal Baptist personal. Lexi Ram, the guilty party. That'll be her third. Lancers over limit foul-wise. So Alex Brunk will step to the line for Point Loma. Brunk, 1 for 3 from the line tonight. She has 7 points to go along with 5 rebounds. Point Loma as a team from the stripe tonight, 9 out of the 13 with that conversion. Sea Lions is 70% free throw shooting team this year. Brunk, the junior out of Newbury Park, California, now has 9 points, and the Lancers leading it by 4. Top two teams in the Pac-West locking horns here in the fourth quarter. Diaz on the wing. Out front to Weber. Weber to Marigioli. Marigioli lets it fly. Good. Emma Marigioli's first three-pointer of the game. She now has 5 points, and that triple stretches the Lancer lead to 7. Largest lead of the night for Cal Baptist was 8, and that was in the first quarter. This has been a pretty close game tonight. Tonak, cross-court pass to Brunk. Brunk's three-pointer is nothing but nylon. Alex Brunk is now in double figures. That's her first three-pointer of the game. She has 12 points and 5 rebounds from Point Loma. And the Lancer lead trimmed to 4. A lot of credit to Point Loma. Just won't let the Lancers get away tonight. Diaz dribbling through a couple defenders, finds a wide open Ram. Her three-pointer rims off. Rustamanzada grabbing another defensive rebound. Gets the ball ahead to Jenjenbacher. Jenjenbacher pass underneath the Brunk, and Brunk puts it up and in. Alex Brunk all of a sudden starting to elevate her play. And Cal Baptist lead is down to 2, 69-67. Diaz in the lane. Out in front to Asher. Asher passing on the three. She drives. Her runner is off the glass and in. That was a good decision by Aaron Asher, who now has 9 points. And the team's heating up offensively. 71-67 Cal Baptist. Tonak down low against Weber. Puts it up with the left hand. It's off the rim, no good, but she draws the foul. So we'll give the personal to good for 26%. Lancers winning the battle of the boards, 42-38. Point Loma's bench keeping them in the game, outscoring CBU's bench 30-12. So in a 3-point game, that's a pretty big difference. A lot of credit to head coach Lisa Faulkner and her C-line bench contributing heavily tonight. Sydney Tonak at the line, 2 for 2. And now she will be replaced by Madison West, and those two charity tosses cut CBU's lead in half. 71-69 Cal Baptist. Aaron Asher going to go to work on offense for the Lancers. Asher to Kamille Diaz, who has 33 points tonight. It's a cutting Marigioli. Marigioli on the wing looking down low for Nelson, and a pass down low to Nelson, and Nelson, pardon me, that's Tori Mitchell, not Nelson. Mitchell very close to getting a technical, as the foul is going to be called on Rustamanzada, who just picked up her 4th. 3rd Point Loma team fouls. Lancers not shooting free throws as of yet. Mitchell forcing up a turnaround shot, no good. Rustamanzada grabs the rebound. Point Loma can tie or take the lead on this possession. Here's a three-pointer from the right side. It's off the back iron, no good by Cujano. Offensive rebound by Point Loma. There's another three-pointer launched by Madison West is no good. And finally, Aaron Asher with the defensive rebound. Asher into the front court, 1-on-3. Asher puts it up and in. Aaron Asher taking that in against 3 defenders. Uses the glass for 2. She's now in double figures with 11. And that 2-pointer gives the Lady Lancers a 4-point lead. Here's a three-pointer. Cujano, not a good shot. That ball barely grazing the rim, where the Lady Lancers grab the defensive rebound. 2:49 remaining. Cal Baptist leading it by 4. Head coach Jared Olson calling the play from the bench. Diaz and Mitchell working together. Mitchell takes the pass down low, goes up the left hand, flips it up and in. Tori Mitchell, 18 points for Mitchell tonight. Mitchell and Diaz doing the majority of the scoring. 51 of the 75 Lancer points coming off the hands of those two ladies. Here's a three-pointer by Rustamanzada that's no good. And Diaz battling down low with Jenjenbacher, and they're going to say the ball was off Diaz, out of bounds. As Point Loma will maintain possession. And Avitri, the starting point guard, back in the game. 6-point Cal Baptist lead, 2:15 remaining. Vitri to inbound. Pass underneath to Jenjenbacher. Jenjenbacher navigates her way in the lane, scoops it up and flips it up and in. Cassidy Jenjenbacher with a nice move off the inbound pass. She now has 18 points to lead the way for Point Loma. 2 minutes left. Lancers by 4. Diaz Over to Marigioli. Marigioli to Asher. Asher to Ram. Ram nearly had the ball stolen. Nice job to corral it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Diaz and Mitchell, little screen and roll. Diaz in the lane, pulls up, 14-footer, on the rim, no good. Rustamanzada grabs the defensive rebound. 16th rebound of the night for Rustamanzada. Good majority of those on the defensive side of the floor. Vitry driving, goes right around, the ball swatted away underneath by Torrey Mitchell. Mitchell with the block shot gets a nice ovation from the Lancer fans. Shot clock at 19. Game clock says 1:28. Scoreboard says 75-71 Lancers. Inbound pass to Rustamanzada, who misses an absolute gimme. The Lancers are smart. They'll work the clock. Lancer fans starting to stand up and cheer. CBU leading it by 4. 1:12 left. Shot clock down to 14. Diaz guarded by Vitry. And head coach Jared Olson will call time. 1:08 left. The games in the Pac-West Conference Tournament. Lancer ball coming out of the timeout. Marigioli gets the ball in the hands of Diaz. Diaz working against Vitry. Diaz has the ball stripped out of bounds. Who's it off? Is it off Diaz? Yes, it is. So terrific hands by the Lady Sea Lions to force the 12th turnover of the game for Cal Baptist. .102 left. Lancers by 4. Sea Lions looking to cut into that CBU lead on this possession. Anna Vitry is going to let the ball roll in the front court before finally picking it up. Gets it to Rustamanzada. Rustamanzada just inside the three-point line. Her two-point shot's no good, and Lexi Ram grabbing the defensive rebound and a loose ball foul against Point Loma. A little surprising went to Rustamanzada, who's 4 for 14 from the field tonight. Jenjenbacher and Alex Brunk having a much better game field goal percentage-wise tonight. So Sydney Tonak, along with Stephanie Williams, back in the game from Point Loma for defensive purposes. Lancers by 4, 54 seconds left. Inbound pass to Asher, and Asher's tripped right in front of the Sea Lion bench by Cassidy Jenjenbacher. That'll be her third personal. Both teams over the limit. So Aaron Asher will step to the line. Asher 2 for 2 from the line tonight. Asher, an 80% free throw shooter this season for Cal Baptist. Lancers 12 out of 18 from the line tonight. CBU, an excellent free throw shooting team as a team, shooting 77% from the 15-foot line this season. Asher, 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And more importantly, with a free throw here, that'll stretch the lead to 6, make it a 2-possession game. 1 out of 2 from the line from Asher. The rebound grabbed underneath by Anna Vitry. Inside Van Dyne, barring the Lancers hosting the Western Regional, which is still an outside chance. Right now, they're locked in a good one at Point Loma. Sea Lions back on offense. Here's Rustamanzada's three-pointer that's short. Offensive rebound grabbed by Brunk. Brunk's baseline jumper is good. Alex Brunk doing a great job hitting the offensive glass and flipping it up and in. 3-point game. Aaron Asher splits a couple defenders and draws the foul against Point Loma. Aaron Asher right back on the line with both teams over the limit. Asher, 6 games in double figures this season. Her season high is 15 points. She did that twice. Games against Simon Fraser and Hawaii Pacific. She's got 13 tonight. 2 big free throws from Aaron Asher. And Point Loma will call time. 38.2 seconds left. Cal Baptist 7 games will play on the championship game on Saturday. But right now, 2 winning streaks on the line. Lancers have won 25 in a row. Point Loma 9 straight. Sea Lions with the ball coming out of the timeout. Here's an NBA three straight away by Cassidy Jenjenbacher. Big time three ball by Jenjenbacher, who now has 23 points. And after the Lancers inbound the ball, the Sea Lions commit a foul. That was a huge shot by Jenjenbacher to cut the Lancer lead down to 2. Aaron Asher, 5 out of 6 from the line, right back at the stripe. Asher ties her season high as far as points are concerned with that free throw. She now has 15 on the evening. And this is a big free throw. Right now it's a 2-possession or it's a 1-possession game. And if she was able to make that second free throw, it would have been a 2-possession game. Right now it's down to 1. Scoop shot now low by Jenjenbacher, and a bit of a touch foul called. It was called on Tori Mitchell, who just picked up her 4th. Cassidy Jenjenbacher having a nice ball game at the line from Point Loma. 24 points for Jenjenbacher. She's also a perfect 4 for 4 from the line. 1 out of 2 at the line for Jenjenbacher. And as Mitchell grabs the rebound, Cal Baptist is going to call time. 25.4 seconds. Looking to remain undefeated with a win here tonight. Marigioli to inbound. Lancers out in front by 2. Gets it into the hands of Diaz, and Diaz will be fouled. Anna Vitri picking up the personal. That'll be her 3rd. Kamille Diaz, 33 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Diaz 2 for 4 from the line tonight. These are a couple of big free throws. Diaz is an 86% free throw shooter. She has 3 misses tonight. Bit of a surprise in that category. One out of 2 for Diaz. Lancers leading it by 3, 24.6 seconds remaining. See if the Sea Lions go for a quick 2 or try the 3 ball. Rustamenzada on the wing to Madison West. West topside to Jenjenbacher. Her 3-pointer's good. Jenjenbacher ties the game with 17 seconds left. Asher into the front court for CBU to Lexi Ram. Ram may have gotten away with a travel, or did she? No, she did travel. A good call by our officials, in spite of the fact it goes against the Lancers. Ram took that pass on the wing and shuffled her feet. 13th turnover of the game for CBU. 11 seconds left. We're tied at 80. The Sea Lions can win it on this possession. Rustamenzada into Jenjenbacher. Jenjenbacher into the front court. She's got 27 points tonight. A runner in the lane by Vitri is no good. The Lancers grabbed the rebound. Mitchell grabbed it. And it took about 2 seconds for Cal Baptist to try to get the officials' attention to call timeout. The clock expired. There should be about 2 seconds left. Shoot. Diaz lobs it to Mitchell and is deflected away, and we're going to head to overtime. So head coach in this game under control. Rustamenzada and Mitchell to jump center. Mitchell controls the tap to Asher, and we are underway. Aaron Asher in the front court puts the ball in the hands of Kamille Diaz. Diaz, a little screen and roll with Mitchell. Diaz puts up a 10-footer in the lane, on the rim and in. Kamille Diaz having an outstanding ball game. 36 points for Diaz tonight. And that 2-pointer gives the Lancers the lead. Sea Lions throw it away. Lexi Ram coming up with a steal. Gets the ball in the hands of Marigioli. Marigioli over to Diaz. Again, screen and roll with Mitchell. It's not broke, don't fix it. Keep going to it. Diaz scoops it up and in. Count the basket and a foul. Kamille Diaz, a one-woman show tonight. 38 points for Diaz. Give the personal to Anna Vitry, who just picked up her fourth. 3 Sea Lions with 4 fouls. Vitry, along with Brunk and Rustamanzada, all in foul trouble for Point Loma. 3-point play for Diaz. 39 points for Kamille Diaz. And the Lancers, more importantly, leading it by 5. 4:18 remaining in overtime. Rustamanzada, top side to Vitry. Vitry going to fire the left wing 3. Good. Anna Vitry knocking down the 3 ball. That's her first 3-pointer of the game. She now has 7 points. And that cuts the CBU lead to 2. Diaz driving to a wide open Marigioli, who passes on the 3, gets it over to Asher, and Asher knocks down a 3-pointer. Very quickly, the Sea Lions in the front court. The 3-pointer is missed by Madison West, and a scramble for the ball as it goes out of bounds. See, I think they're going to give the ball back to Point Loma. Brand new shot clock for the Sea Lions. Vitry to inbound. Gets it into Jenjenbacher. Out in front to Madison West. West from the right elbow. 15-footer. Off the glass, no good. Mitchell battling down low. The ball was tapped, no good. And Lexi Ram comes away with the rebound. Cal Baptist by 5. 3:30 left in overtime. Asher to Diaz. Diaz looking for a screen from Mitchell. Diaz in the lane. Pass over to Mitchell. Mitchell in the lane with a right hand. Flips it up, no good. Rustamanzada grabbing the rebound. 17th rebound of the night for Rustamanzada. She's going to take it coast to coast and lay it up and in. Roya Rustamanzada grabbing the rebound and taking that 94 feet. And that 2-pointer cuts the Lancer lead down to 3, 88-85. Diaz, floater in the lane, good. Kamille Diaz having a career night. 41 points for Kamille Diaz. The all-time leading 3-point shooter in Cal Baptist history. He's knocked down 7 3-balls tonight. 90-85 Lancers. Lancer fans looking for some D. Vitry goes down low in the post. Spin move underneath. Shots missed. Down low by Alex Brunk. And Mitchell grabs her 13th rebound of the game. Tori Mitchell, 18 points, 13 boards, a double-double to her credit. That's her 6th double-double of the season. NBA 3, no good. Long rebound grab by Asher if she can get to it, and she can't. Saves it into the hands of Madison West. Down low, the spin shot is no good by Brunk, and the Lancers grab the rebound. Brunk's missed a couple of shots underneath here in the overtime. Diaz, behind the back move, in the lane, up with the left hand, puts it up and in. 43 points for Kamille Diaz. What a performance. 92-85 Lancers. 3-pointer left side is long by Vitry. And the long rebound grab by Marigioli. Lancers taking control here in overtime. Out in front by 7. 1:23 remaining. Head coach Jared Olson telling Aaron Asher to work the clock. Shot clock at 17. Should work it down to about a minute left in overtime. Screen and roll. Diaz finds Mitchell. Mitchell gets away from the defender, puts up a shot that's no good, but she's fouled. And the Lancer fans giving the women's team a standing ovation. Terrific performance here in overtime. Rustamanzada just picked up her 5th personal. She fouls out of the game. 12 points and a big 17 rebounds for Point Loma. Terrific performance tonight from Rustamanzada. Mitchell at the line for the Lancers. Mitchell with that free throw conversion. Now 3 for 5 from the line. Biggest lead of the night for Cal Baptist. 9 points, 94-85, 107 left in overtime. Anna Vitry in the front court. Puts the ball in the hands of Jenjenbacher. Jenjenbacher drives, kicks it out. 3-pointer from the left side is short by Brunk. Offensive rebound grab by the Sea Lions. Here's a spot at 3 by Tonak. Post player down low is no good. Another offensive rebound. Brunk's runner in the lane is no good. Who wants it? Point Loma wants it. Ball kicked out. Three-pointer by Madison West is no good. Fourth offensive rebound as Brunk is down on the floor injured. As the Lancers finally grab the defensive rebound. 35 seconds left. Lancers by 9. And the Cal Baptist fans giving the women's team a standing ovation in the final game in the history of Van Dyne. Cal Baptist well on their way to their 26th consecutive win here tonight. Three-pointer, no good. That would have been the capper, as a three-pointer is missed on the wing by Diaz. Here's Jenjenbacher with a left hand, puts it up, no good. And the rebound grabbed by Lexi Ram, and that's going to do it. Kamille Diaz dribbles the ball in the front court, and the buzzer sounds, and that's going to do it. Final score, Cal Baptist 94, Point Loma 85. The Lancers with this win improved to 29-2.